So another thing you might want to use for details is a colored pencil. First, you're going to go ahead and color with your chalk to fill up those large areas as usual. Remember, little strokes, and then if you're using two different colors, have clean hands each time you go ahead and blend. Blend with a controlled finger. Remember, you don't need to use your whole hand. And before you go up to that blue, use your paper towel to wipe off any extra chalk dust. Once you've got that added, you might decide that you still want to use a little bit of oil pastel. So let's say that I wanted to draw an animal, and the animal I want to make is a fox. So I'm going to start by breaking my animal into some shapes. You could sketch this out on a separate piece of paper if you're nervous about how to draw it. Once I establish those basic shapes for body, head, ears, tail, and legs, I'm going to start to fill in the fur portion of that animal. Remember, your fox is not see-through, so you need to think about what color goes inside of those shapes. You could use a colored pencil for this if you wanted, but because my fox was big enough, I chose to work with oil pastel for this. Now, the hard thing is I want to include some details on the fox's face, and to do that with a oil pastel would be very difficult. So I'm going to take out some colored pencils. The great thing about colored pencils is I can go ahead and sharpen them to be the appropriate thickness, and then they're going to allow me to add a lot of fine pointed details, especially for faces on animals. When you start to draw a face, be careful about thinking about where the eyes go and the nose go. Remember, it's not a human face, so you want to think about, can you see that mouth and how you would position that. So I'm drawing on oil pastel, so I had to trace it a few times. Another thing you can go ahead and use that colored pencil for is to add some texture in different places. So right now my grass is looking really flat and smooth, so I want to go back with some line, and I'm going to go ahead and add in that texture with my colored pencil. It just gives my art a little bit more detail and a little bit more realism. So that would be a strategy you could use colored pencil for too.